Hello, Prevost owners. It's Gil Johnson with Millennium Luxury Coaches. Today we're going to talk tires. I know it's a subject that gets beat up all the time. It's one of those subjects that ranks right up there with discussing politics and religion. Just so many different opinions. Let's make sure you can make an informed decision on when to replace your tires and how to maintain them properly. Well, we're all going to have Michelin tires, or at least that's what Prevost put on them. Up front on our newer coaches, from about the 2004 timeframe, Prevost installed 365 tires on both the steer and the tag. That was a tire unique to Prevost, hence the reason they were on the tag. The reason being you couldn't always find a shop that had 365s. So to give you an operational spare is why they were put on the tag. Until this day, they still do it that way. Now, you can get 365s most times. Their production does change from year to year, it seems. The current production schedule is to produce these once a year. At one point, they were twice a year, and then the time when they were hardest to get, they were done on demand. Ramping up production was always a delay. So what are the important things that we look for in a tire? Tire pressure for sure. When do you check your tire pressure? The only time that you should be checking tire pressures is before the coach rolls on a cold tire. Oh, what's a cold tire? A cold tire is just simply a tire that hasn't rolled today. It'd be nice to do it in the morning before the sun beats down on it. It's amazing the impact that sun will have on these tires. Anytime the heat rises, whether that's directly from the sun in a coach parked here, or what's naturally going to occur just because the tire is rotating, the heat is going to rise. With any rise in the temperature, there will also be an increase in the pressure. So all tires, every tire is marked with a cold inflation pressure. That's your best opportunity to inflate the tire or check the tire. Okay, so what tire pressure is the right tire pressure? Here's one of those things that gets a little debatable. So on the side of the tire, all these tires will have marked on them the maximum cold inflation pressure and the maximum weight that tire can carry at that pressure. So what that's telling us is that at no point should we be putting more air in a cold tire than whatever the maximum is rated for that tire. But to make the ride a little bit better, Michelin and other tire manufacturers, they have tire inflation charts. And the rationale behind the tire inflation chart is that they're going to tell you based on the weight that's right here on this tire, not that tire over there or this axle or those tires back there. What the weight is for this tire, they're going to show you what the lowest recommended tire pressure is. That's the tire pressure at which point the sidewall will not flex too much. Tire flexing is one of the things that causes tires to fail. So the sidewall, as we look at the bottom of a tire, we'll see that it's sitting down further. That's telling us that the sidewall is, flexing. That's okay to a degree. So if we know what this tire weighs and we know what the tire on the opposite side of the same axle weighs, then all we have to do is take the heavier of the two tire weights from the same axle and go to our Michelin chart. And that's going to show us our lowest recommended tire inflation pressure. Now, some folks will say, well, you don't really want to go higher than that because it'll start wearing the center of your tire. And you know what? If it was a passenger car, dead on. But as heavy as these things are and the fact that we don't wear tread out, we age out our tires, that's a little consequence. Higher pressures equal greater safety, up to the point at which you get to the pressure stated on the side of the tire. What else is important about these tires? They need to be exercised. A tire that sits will end up failing before a tire that's used. That's especially important when we start looking at these 365s. What makes that tire unique? Why is it any different than the 315 sitting on the drive? Well, this is the narrowest of the super single tires. You know, the ones you see on the semi trucks, they only have one tire on the back instead of duals, 455 size tires. Well, to get that tread to sit flat on a tire so wide, what Michelin puts in it, I believe they call them infinicoils. But what it basically is a series of springs that have been laid flat and diagonally across the tread. It's extremely difficult to get the tread to adhere to the spring and then the spring to adhere to the carcass of the tire. So what Michelin recommends is that these tires, these 365s, get up to road temperature periodically. They don't really define periodically, and I know there's a lot of people that enjoy their long-term stays either in southern Florida or Michigan or wherever it happens to be. But the tires, like the coach, really needs to get out and its legs stretched every once in a while. So if you can do it, once a month, once every other month if you can't do monthly, take the coach out for a ride. Not a little short ride, take it out for a ride that brings everything up to its operating temperatures. Engine, transmission, tires, and that'll keep that bond between the outer tread and the carcass of the tire intact. So that's important. Exercise your tires. If you don't exercise your tires, you're going to end up prematurely having to replace them. Or worse yet, paying for a lot of body damage because the tread's separated or you had a blowout. Neither of which you want. And because of the fear of having a blowout, we'll see people that says, there's no way I'm going to put 5 years on one of these tires. It's not happening. That's okay. It's your money. Do what you like. And just take into consideration the fact that Michelin puts a 7-year warranty on this tire. By golly, if I put a tire on my coach and I've driven it like I should and I know how that tire has been cared for, I'm going to run it for 7 years. But it doesn't really matter what your time frame is. You pick the time you feel comfortable with and replace them on that schedule. Now, given the cost of these tires, that could be pretty expensive to change all your tires at one time. So let's just arbitrarily say that we're going to go with my schedule. 7 years. I'm not going to have a tire on my coach that's over 7 years old, but I'm always going to have a tire on the front that's no more than 3.5 years old. How's that work out? Well, so what I'm going to do is that one time I'm going to change my tires, I'm going to change the steers and the drives. I didn't have to pay the extra $2,500 to do the tags. And then 3.5 years later, I'm going to come and take these 3.5-year-old steers, I'm going to move them to the tag, and I'm going to put the new tires up front. So I've got a steer tire that I can trust that's never more than 3.5 years old, and I'm only spending money once every 7 years by replacing the tires at a 3.5-year interval. I know it's inconvenient, some won't want to do it. It's just a way that you don't have to put all the money out at once and you can have a far new tire up here in the steer position. Okay, I know I checked my tire pressure before I left. I know it's good. I'm driving down the road, I'm putting in some miles. I wonder if my tire's still good. Well, the wonder can be taken care of with the tire pressure monitoring system. So regardless of what monitoring system you may have, the one that's installed by Prevost, which actually is a pretty nice system, or one that's aftermarket, it doesn't really matter. But what you'd like to monitor is your tire pressures as you're driving down the road. So there's two things we're going to look at when we're looking at our tire pressures driving down the road. One, the pressure itself. And what we're really looking for there, it's not so much for tire pressure going up or down. I'm looking for the tires that share the same axle to be roughly the same temperature or the same pressure. That tells me that the heat factor on both sides is going to be really close. So yeah, my steers may be different pressure than my tags as far as difference from when they were inflated in the morning or checked in the morning till what they are now. Maybe I got a +5 on the front and I got a +10 on the back. Whatever it is, I'm really concerned with side to side. And then the other thing that we want to make sure of is heat destroys tires. So we don't want them to get too hot. That could tell me the early signs of a brake that's dragging. I want to certainly catch that, not only for the sake of my tires, but for the sake of my brakes. Well, we covered a lot specific to our tires. I think we're going to take this one and end it at this point, and we'll do one or two others. We're going to do one specific on tire inflation, how to check your tire pressures, much shorter than this one, and also go through some of the worry signs that you need to look at when you're inspecting your tires, so you can try to find those things before they find you. Until then, this is Gil Johnson, Millennium Luxury Coaches. Hope you have a great day.